Zoom is a video conferencing software that allows you to set up virtual video and audio conferencing, live chats, screen sharing, and other collaborative capabilities. You don't need an account to attend a Zoom meeting. However, you need to have an account to create a meeting. Zoom has 4 pricing plans: the Zoom Basic, Zoom Pro, Zoom Business, and Zoom Enterprise. Among these 4 options, Zoom Basic is offered for free, which allows you to have unlimited one-on-one meetings, but video conferencing with more than 3 participants is limited to 40 minutes. For this tutorial, let's explore the Zoom Basic. To start with, let's create a Zoom account. To do this, open the browser of your choice and head to the Zoom website. Then, click Sign Up is Free button. As soon as you click that button, the first thing that you'll be asked for is an email address. One of the benefits of application website is that we can just click on Sign In with Google. So, I'll just use that button and it'll automatically going to register that account for me. We are now inside Zoom where we can see a couple of things. At the top, we can see the menu option. We can schedule a meeting, join a meeting, and host a meeting, which we will be exploring today. On the left-hand side, you'll find a variety of options, including the first and perhaps the most important, which is your profile. This is where you can change your profile picture, edit your email or password, and make other changes in this settings section. Some of you might have wondered why other participants in this webinar have pictures on screen when they turn off their camera. Now this is the answer. You simply have to provide a profile picture in your account. Below your Profile tab, you'll find a summary of your meetings. You can have an overview of all your upcoming meetings, previous meetings, and we have a number of meeting templates to use. This time, I'm going to click Host a Meeting. You may choose any of these options here. Let me click Host a Meeting with video off. Just click Open Zoom Meetings. Now, I've successfully created a meeting. In the bottom left part of the screen, you have the option to mute or unmute your microphone, as well as to turn on or turn off your video. Turning on your video would also allow you to change your background. To do this, tap the arrow up icon beside the video icon. Then, choose Virtual Background. You may choose from the given pictures or you may upload an image which you like to use. Now let's take a look at the other options within Zoom. A meeting is not a meeting unless we have other people present. So I'm going to invite some participants. Simply click Invite Others. You can invite through your contacts or through emails. You can also invite people by sharing a URL with them by simply clicking Copy Invite Link. That invitation URL can now be shared to your students. Now I'm going to close this box and I'll show you some other options. If you go to Manage Participants, you can see everyone present in the meeting room. One of the great things about this is that you can mute or even turn off the camera of the participants. So when you are explaining something and there's noise coming from the participants, you can mute them individually or you can just simply mute all by pressing this button. You also have the option to allow participants to unmute themselves. If you don't want that to happen, especially if you're handling young learners, you can just uncheck this option. You will see that there are additional options. You can mute participants upon entry, allow participants to rename themselves, play enter-exit chime, and enable waiting room. This time, let's explore the features that would help us create an engaging learning experience for our students. Let's start with the screen sharing option. Click Share Screen, which is found at the bottom center of the screen. On your desktop, this will open a pop-up with options. Here you can choose any of the screens which are currently open and you can choose which one you will share with your students. Select what you'd like to share and click the blue Share button to proceed. If you choose to present anything with audio, don't forget to check this box which says Share Computer Sound. You can also go to the Advanced option up here. This allows you to share just a small portion of the screen or just the sound only. Then you can also choose some files which you can share with your students. Now let's go back to the basic option. Instead of sharing my screen, I'll share a whiteboard where I and my students can write on. This is a function which other platforms do not have. So when I select whiteboard, now everyone sees my shared whiteboard. Once you're sharing your whiteboard, you can choose from several presentation options from the top menu bar. The menu choices are your annotation tools, which include the ability to use text, a draw tool that lets you draw something freehand or use shapes, a stamp, a spotlight tool for presenting to your viewers, and an eraser. You will also see an option to save your whiteboard screen for later reference, but the only person who can save the whiteboard is the person sharing their screen. If you want to make sure everyone in your meeting can participate and add to the whiteboard, make sure that you have the feature enabled by clicking the More button on the far right of your meeting control bar. You'll see an option here that says Enable or Disable Participants Annotation. What's fun about the whiteboard option is the ability for everyone to share and add to it. So instead of just listening and staring at the screen, students can interact and share their ideas during the class discussion. For example, you'd like to solicit ideas from your students about philosophies of education. You can just type it on the whiteboard and ask your students to type a word that relates to philosophies of education. In the options, you can select Show Name of Annotators so that you will know who among your students have participated. Once you're done using the whiteboard, simply click Stop Share and your meeting is still going on. You can go on with the discussion and again you can share any of your materials. You might also want to have some picture game. For instance, spotting a difference. You can just simply share that picture and allow your students to annotate. All these features make Zoom a powerful platform to engage students during online class. Now let's proceed to another feature which creates engaging learning experience in Zoom, the chat feature. This chat is an ongoing group chat. Let's say that you have everyone muted and you're having a discussion. Students can raise their questions using the chat box. One feature of Zoom chat is that you can send a private message to anyone who's in the meeting. You can also send them a file. And here, you will see additional options so you can choose who the participants can chat with. Options are No One, Host Only, Everyone Publicly, and Everyone Publicly and Privately. Another feature in Zoom that allows students collaboration and interaction is the breakout rooms. Breakout rooms feature is very useful when you are teaching a large group. It allows you to split up your group into smaller teams. You as the host can hop from team to team and you can bring everyone back together. Setting it up requires you to go to your settings first. To do this, you have to log into your Zoom account. Click the Settings button and look for the in-meeting settings, in particular the Advanced Meeting setting. Your first option there is to activate the breakout rooms. Simply switch it on. Now that I've activated it, I can now start using the breakout rooms. At the bottom of your screen, you can now see an additional option, which is the breakout rooms. You can automatically assign people in the breakout rooms, or you can do it manually. If you choose to assign people automatically, you can still change it manually afterwards. For example, there are students in the same breakout room whom you know can't work well together. You can change their groupings afterwards. This time, let's choose automatically. Then click Create Rooms. Here you can have an overview of the breakout rooms. To add a room, just click this button. When you hover over these rooms, you can rename, delete, or assign participants to these rooms. Once you've made these rooms, all you have to do is to click Open All Rooms and your students will be sent to the breakout rooms. Now let's look at the other options. You can move all participants into the breakout rooms automatically, which means that they don't have to manually move. This is great for younger learners. You can also allow the participants to return to the main session at any time, or you can just uncheck that and they have to stay in the breakout room for the duration of time that you set. You can also automatically close the breakout rooms after the time you set it to. You can be notified when time is up, or you can have a countdown after closing the breakout room, which means that you can notify everyone how much time is left before the breakout rooms will be closed. This is really a great feature that allows students to work in a group even without them having met face-to-face. Now let's click the Record button. You will see in the top left corner, the meeting is now recorded. You will see different options here. You can pause or stop the recording. Let's say you'll take a break from the meeting, then you can just click pause. If you want to stop the recording, just click the stop button. When you stop your recording but the meeting is still going on, the file won't be converted yet. It will be converted as soon as the meeting ends. That is, if you want to press the record button again, it will generate a new file. Now, if you are ready to end your meeting using Zoom, you simply go to the bottom right corner and click End Meeting. You can end the meeting for everyone, or you can just leave that meeting. When you leave the meeting, the participants can carry on and just have a chat with each other. There you go, it converts the meeting recording to MP4 file. So that's the basic overview of how you can use Zoom in creating engaging learning experiences.